Hi, my name is Natalia and I'm coming to you from Denmark, and this is my knitting podcast. Um, yeah, my son is at home now because he has winter holidays, so he's watching TV in a room where I'm normally recording. So I'm trying to be in my bedroom on the floor and record this video, because if I don't do this now, then it's weekend and I don't have a time to make it. And I want to share with you some project what I already finished during these 2 weeks, and what I'm working with, because every time I'm pulling this more than 2 weeks, it's become like I should talk about too much things, and that is getting video is getting too long and boring. Yeah, I will start with what I'm wearing today, and this is shawl by Steven West. It's Exploration Station. Yeah, that was first or second, I believe second shawl by Steven West what I knit, and I really like it. Yeah, and I believe that was the first what I used hand dyed yarn, because in this shawl I use I will take it out. The pattern call for three colors. So my first color was this blue color, and I dyed myself with some food coloring. I bought yarn and it was like light blue yarn, but I didn't like the shade of that blue. First I liked this. I bought this, I believe, when my son was like really small, so I thought I will need something for him, but I never made this. So then I decided to dye that yarn with blue again, that to make this deeper blue color. So I dyed this color, and I knitted a sweater for myself. I believe it was Boxy by Jorge Locatelli. Yes, and then I still have some leftovers. So I put this blue yarn in that, and to another yarn it was hand dyed skins. So it's like this with blue tones, and one is like greenishly pink, but they also in a blue. And yeah, I'm happy with how it looks. I saw that some of the shawls was like really big. Mine is not that big, but I believe it's because one of the yarn what I used, that what I dyed myself, it's not super wash and it's light fingering, and I believe that I also use smaller needles that was recommended in the pattern. But other of this, I'm really happy with how it looks, and I'm using this quite a lot. So yeah, I don't know how that will look now, but we go with that. So that's what I'm wearing. Yes, and if we go to finished objects, I have just 2 pairs of socks. Yeah, I know that it's not a lot, but for some reason my knitting I'm knitting quite slow now. I don't know, before I was like really fast knitter, but now I don't really have time for that, and don't knitting that much now, but I still like it, so maybe one day I will have more time. Yes, so 2 pairs of socks, it's ready. Yeah, I will try to find sock blockers to show it's better. 1 second. I had my sock blockers still with some another socks from previous, what I was showing previous time. Yes, so first pairs of sock is in size 37. As I was telling before, I put some yarn on the side, sock yarn on the side for this year, and decided to make at least 12 pairs of socks for present. first to make my sock stash smaller, and second because I have plenty of socks and I want to make some for my friends and family. And yeah, that was the way to do. And sock knitting is something what I do a lot now, because I can do this without watching what I'm doing. So I can do this while I'm reading something or while I'm having classes and other things. Yes, this socks was my first experience to knit on 9 inches. And I quite like this. I think the next pair of socks that I will cast on, I will also try to do this on 9 inches. I used the size 0, US 0, so it's 2 millimeters. Yeah, I like how it's went. It was quite hard, I can tell, because I was needed to watch what I'm doing. I thought it will be easier for me to knit on them, because the only time when I should watch what I'm knitting, it's when I'm changing. I'm doing magic loop normally. It's when I'm changing one needle to another and should make a first stitch. Then I'm looking, and so I thought like, okay, all my stitches are here. I'm just changing between them. So I thought like that will be easier, but maybe that will. But it still should. I should need more practice to do this better. So yeah. That is first sock. That is another. I'll put this also on the blogger. I was trying to find the repeat, but the yarn is repeating like really strange, so it was really hard for me to find where repeat is starting. So I just decided that I will cast where I can and just go with that. So yeah, you can see that they are a pair of socks, but they're not the same, because yeah, it goes similar, but then you see this rapid change of this dark brown is more here, and here dark brown is just here. So I don't really figured out how the repeat is going, but I think that they are good enough to be a pair of socks. I don't think that who will get this sock will complain that, oh no, they're not completely the same, because you easily can see that it's a pair. So yeah, I didn't make anything special. I go with cuff and then down and make German short row heel. I still didn't make a time to try this kissfish heel. Yeah, I bought the pattern but still didn't make a time to make it. So yeah, that was my first finished pair. I cast on 56 stitches, and then yeah, I make them one at a time. So I was marking by 10 rows to count how much I'm going, and yeah, they're finished. And they I used less than 50 gram yarn, because I still have 3 gram left after this pair is left, and this 3 gram will go to my cozy memory blanket. Yes, so that is finished object number 1, and my finished object number 2 is socks again, but this one is slightly bigger. That one was size 37 and this one is around 43. I don't know American sizes, sorry, so it's European size. That was European size 37, and I cast on 56 stitches for this. And this is European man 43. You. There is some sock blocker in that, but yeah, it wasn't, that pair wasn't washed or blocked yet. Yeah, for this I cast on 72 stitches, and then for that I made the cuff 10 rows, and for this 15. Normally I'm not going for 15 or more rows for cuff. I like smaller cuff, so I'm going for 10, sometimes even for 8. Yeah, if it's shorties I can do even 6. Yes, so for this I made 72 stitches. But this yarn is also sock yarn, but that was more I don't know, bigger yarn, because you can see that it's a lot more fabric here. And I think the amount of rows what I make here for leg was almost the same as I used for this in size 37, but because the yarn is thicker, so yeah, it went longer. My husband have size 43, so I asked him, he tried, and that was good for him. So yeah, that's my second finished object, and that will also go to the box for socks for presents. So now I have first man size finished objects in that box. So now I believe I have 7 pairs of socks already for present. I think it's quite good, but yeah, I thought if I will finish my yarn what I put on the side for socks before the year is ended, then I can just grab some more skins from my stash. Yes, so that was 2 of my finished objects for this time, and that was all what I finished. I have one more socks as a whip now. That was yarn what wasn't in my box for socks for presents, but that was also yarn what I had in my stash and I was wanted to use it. It's also fingering weight yarn, but it's have not 420 but just 400 meters for 100 gram. It look like that. I don't know how good you can see this, but there's basically 3 colors like gray, blue and red, and I have some of balls. I believe I have like 3 or 4 of them, so I decided to make some socks again in bigger size. Yeah, they basically will be same size as this, so around 42, 43. But with this I made 10 rows cuff, and then I don't know how much I make for the leg, for foot. I have one done, and so I was marking the rows here, how many rows I had, but then I started to steal in the markers to mark on second, because I already make the leg, so I make the heel and go further, so I was taking markers from this, but I know that they're identical, they will be the same. Yes, basically what I have to do, one is finished already. On this I just counted, I need 6 more rows, and then heel. No, not heel, toe. Yes, and the pair will be finished. So I believe that to next time I will be already have that finished, and start some more socks. I have more of this yarn. I believe I still have for 1 more pair, so I believe that I will cast on 1 more pair from this yarn to just get it out of my stash. Yes, so that is my first work in progress, and just 1 socks what I had. I have 3 more work in progress. Yes, but one of them is just my blanket, my cozy memory blanket. Maybe I will insert the picture how it look now. Yeah, I will try to make it, that you will see what I'm talking. I'm trying to finish 3 rows now, but then when I put this on a bed, I decide that I should have at least 3 more rows. Yeah, done. I don't know. I will try to insert the pictures that you will see what I'm talking. Yes, and I have 2 more works in progress. First, I pick up the sweater what I was working before with. It's brioche sweater. I don't have a pattern for that because I basically make it up. My daughter was wanted the sweater. I made the brioche sweater before with mohair yarn, and she really liked it. And she was wanted something like this, but she told that one had too much holes when it's gotten increases for the sleeves. It's constructed like raglan sweater sleeves, and it had increases when you do from in brioche. There are increase when you do from 1 stitch you get in 3 or 6 or 6 stitches, and now I'm thinking how it's actually going. I get in 3 or 6, don't remember right now. But she thought there's too much holes there, so I tried to figure out how to make it smaller. So I make the increase where you get in 2 stitches or 3. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But you get in less holes here because you increase not that much. So for this sweater I hold 2 mohair yarn together, so it's 2 lace waist yarn, and I use this. It's not expensive yarn. It's called Diablo, and it has 30% mohair, 30 nylon, and 40 acrylic. So it's a lot of nylon and acrylic, but it's really soft. The yarn is really, really soft. I tried that before, and I like that. And yeah, because this yarn used just mohair yarn, I decided that to buy really expensive mohair for full sweater will be too expensive. And I really like this color. That will be sweater for my daughter. She also like a color. I will describe that it's like rustic color, gingery rustic color. It's really nice. So yeah, last time when I was showing you this sweater, sorry, it was in a project bag, so it's maybe don't look that presented. Last time when I was showing you, the body was ready and I put aside for the sleeves. So this time I pick up the sleeve and make some progress on the sleeve. I have some problem because I'm knitting this sweater on a 3.5 millimeters, and I don't have 40 centimeters needles in 3.5 in this size. So magic loop I also didn't want it to go, but basically kind of like doing this. So I have 2 sets of needles in 3.5. So I basically going 1 round with 1 needles and then changing and going next round with this. So I always have 2 sets of needles in the work and just going through that. I still have 3 balls of yarn, so I believe I'm good to go with just half a sleeve and 1.5 sleeve. Yeah, but it's brioche. I cannot do this while I'm doing something else. So I'm doing this just when I have free time, and I don't have much this now. But I really like how it's looking, and I like how soft it is. I hope to finish this and then wash and give this to my daughter to wearing, to look how the yarn is holding. Because sometimes the problem with cheaper yarn that it's not hold that good. Yeah, and then it's not worth to invest your time to knitting all the sweaters and then don't get to wear the project full on. Yes, so that is my second work in progress, and I basically should get some bigger bag for that now, because this bag can hold just the yarn now, and the sweater just hanging around. Yes, and my last work in progress live in my new bag. I got the second bag of this French Supply and Co. I know that they stopped producing the bags, and after I find out that, I decided I actually would like to get some of that, but because I don't like to the bags is quite expensive, and it's not something what is priority in my budget. Yes, but I bought both of them from someone who was owning them before. So yeah, first it was cheaper for me to get them. Second, they was already in Denmark, so I didn't need to pay any taxes on top of that. Yeah, I think it's nice way to get something, not like brand new from a shop, but something would already someone own that, and then they decide they don't want this. Better they will just trash it, I will buy it and will have it. So yeah, in this bag is living the sweater. Yeah, what I'm trying to figure out how to make. I had a struggle before with the sweater what I make. It was piece of silver by Ravelry. It had the big turtleneck. I believe it's turtleneck. And yeah, the fit wasn't great on me. So I decided to look for some another sweaters. Basically didn't find anything what I like. So I decided like, yeah, I'm good enough knitter. I will make a swatch and we'll figure it out how to do that. No. So the sweater I'm knitting third time already. I rip it off twice. So I make turtleneck or cowl neck. I don't know. I make the cowl neck, and then I went with raglan increases. But I did decide to make yeah, that's so hard to explain. I decided to make that I will do increases first just on the shoulder, and will don't increase for the sleeves. So first I was increasing just for shoulders and then for sleeves. So first time I make that, this shoulder was too short, so I wanted it was ended at least where my shoulder is ended, or even further, that it will be like sleeve will be started later. Yes, but the shoulder line was too short, so I rip it out, start again, and then second time it was too long, so the sweater actually like was stretching here, and that was like extra fabric there. So I rip it out second time, and I'm knitting this now. Now I like the fit how it's here on the shoulder, but I don't know if my increases for the sleeves is good, or yeah, basically I will tell you later. I cannot show a lot now because I'm using small needles, so it's all on my needle and it's hard to explain, to show. I like the color, even that it's like a lot of different colors together. I actually using sock yarn for that. Yeah, that's just simple sock yarn. It have stripes, but they like going one to another smoothly. So I decided that I'm just going to alternate the skins, and I'm using 2 skins at a time, just alternated between them and trying to work it up. So yeah, maybe I hope that during the weekend I will separate the sleeves and the body, and then can try and see if I like the fit or no. I believe it will be more easier for me if I took just simple raglan increasing when you increasing for body and for sleeves at the same time, but I decided to make this more complicated. But yeah, basically what I want to do, I want to make more boxier body and more fitted sleeves, and make this crop, not like too much crop but not long sweater. Yeah, we will see how that will look, and I will tell you later how it is. Yeah, other of this, there nothing really special. I got a nice cabinet this week, and it will be here in our bedroom, and I decided to store, of course, yarn there. And so I start sorting my yarn and decide again that I face the problem that I have too much yarn. It's not like I have too much yarn, because yeah, some yarn what I have, I just don't know what to use that for. So I'm considering to distash it. I don't know how I will do this, and yeah, how that will go, but I don't see a reason to hold on something but I will don't use. I just know that I will don't use that. If there is something in my in my stash, but I know that eventually I will go to this and I have a plans, or I really like the color or yarn, then I will use this. But if there is yarn, I'm not sure about color, I don't sure if I like the yarn, and I have no clue what to do with this, then maybe better it will find new owner and someone will actually do something with that, instead of I will be just storing that. Because yeah, right now I have some yarn in my bedroom. There is still box what is waiting me in living room, and the yarn from that box should find a place, and I don't have that place. And yeah, right now I don't have that much time to knit, and yeah, I don't know what to knit. Yeah, yeah, so that's what is news for me this week. We still are here in Denmark in lockdown, but now they talk about easing that and maybe open up faster, because we don't have that much new cases now. So for now it just smaller kids who allowed to go to kindergarten and school. So my son is going, but my daughter, because she's already in higher school, she's not allowed to go to school. They have online study at the and I'm going to university. We also have online study now. Yeah, but if they tell them that maybe we'll open faster, then maybe shops will open before. I was in the city yesterday because we was doing some paperwork, and I saw the line to the yarn shop and that was so fun. I understand that they work like click and collect, so you can order something online and they will bring you that, and they probably open just some time to give this orders out. Yeah, but there was a line to a knitting shop. That was fun. Yeah, other of this, there's nothing new or excited from my side. Yeah, I hope you all well, and yeah, see you next time. Hi.